This is page 77 of your math journal. We're going to call this one Mathematical Properties. All right, I know you've learned these previously, but we're going to review 3 different basic properties. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is the commutative property. Okay, I'd like you to underline the base word in here. Yeah, that would be to commute. Commute means to move. So the commutative property, oh, I do also want you to know, works for addition and multiplication. So in parentheses, we have our commutative property of addition, and we have it for multiplication. Okay? Not subtraction or division. Okay, it does not work for subtraction or division. The commutative property states that in multiplication or addition, we can move underline that because that's what commute means. We can move the order the numbers are in and still get the same thing. So let's do a couple of examples. If I have 2 plus 3, that is the same as 3 plus 2. Notice my order has switched. They moved around. Okay, same thing with multiplication. If I have 2 times 3 times 6, that's the same as 6 times 2 times 3. Okay, the second property I want to note is the associative property. Okay, once again, this only works with adding or multiplication. Not with subtraction or division. Okay, the associative property states that in multiplication or addition, why did I say division? I'm sorry, not division. In multiplication or addition, we can group we can group numbers differently. Okay, and a way to remember this is grouping symbols. To associate means to group the people you associate with are your group of friends. Okay, so in multiplication or addition, we can group numbers differently and still get the same answer. So, some examples. If I have 2 plus 3 plus 4, but I put 2 and 3 in parentheses, we would do that first. But it's also the same as if we were to do 2 plus, and then in parentheses, 3 plus 4. Notice how my grouping symbols are different. So if I do this first, I get 5, then 5 plus 4 would be 9. Or over here I do this and get 7, and then 7 plus 2 would still be 9. Okay, same thing with multiplication. If I have 2 times 5 times 4, but 5 times 4 in parentheses, I could also do 2 times 5 first in parentheses, and then times by 4 and get the same thing. Okay, so here the grouping is different. Up here the order is different. Commute means to move. Associate means to group differently. Okay, the last property we're going to talk about are the identity properties. Okay, identity properties. We have the identity property of 0, which means if I add or subtract 0, the number stays the same. It keeps its identity. So the number keeps its identity. My bad. So example, 6 plus 0 equals 6. I added 0 to it, I still have 6. Or even 3 minus 0 equals 3. Okay, there's one other identity property. Identity property of 1. Okay, you know that if I add or subtract 1, that does change my identity. But with this, it's if I multiply or divide by 1, it stays the same. The number keeps its identity. So example, 7 times 1 is still 7. 7 divided by 1 is still 7. So those are your identity properties. They're a little bit different because this one is adding or subtracting 0, but either way they both keep their identity even after you've done something mathematical to them.